everybody, my name is Eli.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Caden.
And I'm Jaden.
And we are the Yahoo and the Torah YouTube channel.
We are so glad you're here with us tonight. We know your time is valuable. We'll make this as brief and understandable as possible.
Thank you very much. Yes, that is correct. We will make this very brief as possible. Jason will be with us momentarily. And we left off on 47. That's where we'll be starting tonight. A little bit of a recap of what happened was that the brothers of Joseph, after they had thrown him in the well, Joseph became a slave. He went to jail, and now he's like one of the rulers. He is second to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and he has basically brought his family down. He's got all this food for them. There's a famine in the land, and that is where we're at. So we hope that you guys are enjoying this series, that you guys are following along, hoping that you are spending time with your family reading this, and Eli is going to read the first chapter.
Alright, then it's Genesis 47. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh, and said, My father and my brethren, and their flocks, and their herds, and all that they have, are come out of the land of Canaan. And, behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, What is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, Your servants are shepherds, both we, and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, For to sojourn in the land are we come, for your servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore, we pray you, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spoke unto Elioseph, saying, Your father and your brethren are come unto you. The land of Mitzrayim is before you. In the best of the land make your father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if you know any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle.
All right, so right there we get Pharaoh. Right, he's talking to Joseph and his brothers, and they're shepherds, and apparently that's an evil sight in the eyes of the Egyptians. It could be religious reasons. We don't know. If anybody knows in the comments, please let us know. But Pharaoh says to Joseph, if you know any of your brothers or any of your men that are able to watch my herds as well, so they also get another job and they get all the land in Goshen, which is perfect for feeding cows and pastures, and Pharaoh gave them another job, gave them something good to do.
Verse 7. And Joseph brought in Yaakov his father, and set him before Pharaoh. And Yaakov blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Yaakov, How old are you? And Yaakov said unto Pharaoh, The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. And Yaakov blessed Pharaoh, and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren, and gave them in possession in the land of Mitzrayim, in the best of land, in the land of Ramkech, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Ramkech is Ramses. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren, and all his father's household, with bread according to their families. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore. So the land of Mitzrayim and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Mitzrayim, and in the land of Canaan, for the grain which they had bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Mitzrayim, and in the land of Canaan, all the Mitzrayim came unto Elioseph, and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in your presence? For the money fails. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle, if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Elioseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year.
All right, so what happens here is there is no money left. They're down to no money, and then they're like, please, we need food. We have no food left, and they give up their possession. They start with their cattle, then they go to their lands, and then they become slaves. So these people sell everything they have down to the point where they sell themselves as slaves because they are so hungry and they have no food left.
When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my Adonai, how that our money is spent. My Adonai has also our herds for cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Adonai, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed, that we may live, and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Mitzrayim for Pharaoh, for the Mitzrayim sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities, from one end of the borders of Mitzrayim even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. Then Joseph said unto the people, Behold, I have bought you this day in your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it came to pass in the increase, that ye shall give the 5th part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your households, and for food for your little ones. And they said, You have saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my own eye, and we shall be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made a law of the land of Mitzrayim unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's.
So basically what happened there was they get to the end and they're like, we have nothing left. Take us and give us seed. We will become the servants. We will do anything that Pharaoh says, basically. And he goes, okay, that's fine. So then Joseph says, anything that when you plant it, when you grow it up, when it grows, you will give 1/5 of it. And they basically do a tithing to Pharaoh. Every single harvest they get a tithing to Pharaoh, and it's a law to this day, as they said.
Was there any commandments?
There's no commandments so far.
And Yasharel dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew, and multiplied exceedingly. And Yaakov lived in the land of Mitzrayim 17 years, so the whole age of Yaakov was 147 years, 40 and 7 years. And the time drew nigh that Yasharel must die, and he called his son Yosef, and said unto him, If now I have found grace in your sight, put, I pray you, your hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray you, in Mitzrayim. But I will lie with my fathers, and you shall carry me out of Mitzrayim, and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as you have said. And he said, Swear unto me. And he swore unto him. And Yasharel bowed himself upon the bed's head.
Alright, so there's no commands in that chapter. We are now on chapter 48.
And it came to pass after these things, that one told Joseph, Behold, your father is sick. And he took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Yaakov, and said, Behold, your son Joseph comes unto you. And Yasharel strengthened himself, and sat upon the bed. And Yaakov said unto Yosef, El Shaddai appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make you fruitful, and multiply you, and I will make of you a multitude of people, and will give this land to your seed after you for an everlasting possession. And now your 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto you in the land of Mitzrayim, before I came unto you in Mitzrayim, are mine, as Reuben and Shimon, they shall be mine. And your issue, which you beget after them, shall be yours, and shall be called after the name of their brethren and their inheritance. And as for me, when I came from Paddan Aram, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come in unto Ephrathah, and I buried her there in the way of Ephrathah, the same is Bethlehem. And Yasharel beheld Joseph's sons, and said, Who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom Elohim has given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray you, unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Yasharel were dim for age, so that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and kissed them, and embraced them. And Yasharel said unto Elioseph, I had not thought to see your face, and, lo, Elohim has showed me also your seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Yasharel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Yasharel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Yasharel stretched out his hand, and laid it upon stretched out his right hand, and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands whittlingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn.
So what happened there was when he came out to bless him, he crossed his arms, he crossed his hands on this thing, because I don't know if it's because the younger was blessed, or he had seen a vision, or he had been told this, but he crossed his hands to bless them differently, to bless the younger one more than the older one.
Right. And hello, everyone. This sets up stuff for in the future as well, for when blessings are not given to the other kids and blessings are given to these kids. Okay, so where are we at, Nicole?
15.
15. And he blessed Joseph and said, Elohim, before whom my fathers Abram and Yitzchak did walk, the Elohim which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers Abram and Yitzchak, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put your right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In you shall Yisrael bless, saying, Elohim make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Yisrael said unto Yosef, Behold, I die, but Elohim shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to you one portion above your brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Emori with my sword and with my bow. And the Emori is what? It's
Amorite.
Amorite, so probably a patriotic from an unused
I
name.
think we should read a lot about the war they had with the Amorites in Jasher.
Yeah, so here we are. So we are getting towards the end of this. Does anyone have any commands or anything that
Nothing
you guys
yet.
have seen? Okay, so this is really, this is, the Christians have said this is really hard to do, and nobody can keep the law, statutes, and commands. But to this thing, we've only found a total of 14.
Yeah, 14, almost 15.
14. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's blast on through. 49. And Yaakov called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Yaakov, and hearken unto Yisrael your father. Reuben, this is where things are going to get a little wild. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. You're unstable as water, you shall not excel, because you went up to your father's bed, then defiled it. He went up to my couch.
He explained this to everyone because I maybe don't know about this.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what's going on here, if you guys are just joining us, Jade, go ahead.
Reuben, he was going to kind of like a concubine or something like that to Yisrael, Yaakov, and he saw her bathing, and then he went and lay with her.
Yes.
And so then Yaakov found out, and he was very angry.
Yes, and so this is...
Billah.
Yeah, but it was Bill.
Yeah, that was Bill. And so basically what you're seeing the end of a generation and a passing of, well, this is a curse. There's a curses and there's blessings. And so Reuben got a what?
Like a
Curse.
yeah.
He was unstable. I mean, he basically just threw him under the bus.
Says he's not going nowhere. He's going to be unsuccessful his entire life.
Yep. Bus ride. And he probably did this in front of the entire family, so you're probably sitting there looking at the ground, kicking the dust as you're getting smoted by pops. Okay, Shimeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. Does anyone remember why these guys are considered cruelty?
Because they killed the
Shechem.
king, and they killed the entire thing of Shechem for
Shechem.
filing Dinah.
Yeah,
And
when
also-
they were in pain.
Wasn't there something with animals or something else? There was with these guys. There's something
There's
funky.
something in Jasher.
I don't remember, but
They were the
verse
black-
6. O my soul, come not into their secret, unto their assembly. My honor be not united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dug down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Yaakov, and scatter them in Yisrael. All right, so does that sound good or bad?
I mean,
That sounds
technically,
awful.
this kind of like Levi got scattered through all Israel. He didn't have a portion, but they were everywhere.
Yeah, but Levi ends up being... all of these
priests.
guys end up becoming
Like, super. It's like,
heads of the tribes, but I mean, they're all getting smoted.
yeah, they can't feel good as they're hearing these last words of their father. This can't be a good thing to hear.
No. Verse 8, Yahudah, you are he whom your brethren shall praise. Your hand shall be in the neck of your enemies. Your father's children shall bow down before you. Yahudah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, you are gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Yehuda, nor a Torah giver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So what does this mean here? It says Shiloh, and so it's tranquil. What is this talking about Yehuda? What is with Yehuda?
Basically, he's saying that a king will rise from him, like generations of kings will rise from him.
Who rises?
Well, it starts with when you start hearing about kings, you hear of King David, but it's actually Yeshua. He's talking like he knows. You can tell he's seen like futuristic events. He's seen the salvation of the people, so he knows what blessings are going where. Why he says it, because if anything, Judah should probably be the most cursed. He's the one that had the idea to throw Joseph in the well.
So I think all of these ancients were told of Messiah Yahushua. I think they all knew the plan. They were not there. That's what it says in Hebrews. It says that all the ancients knew, and they were not able to keep the promise, but they were able to see it. They weren't able to hang around with fulfillment, but it was they saw it. So Yehuda is who? I mean, he didn't curse Yehuda. And Yehuda is who? If you were a tribe, I mean, what are the qualities and characteristics of Yehuda?
Yehuda, they're warriors.
Violence.
They're the soldiers that protect Israel.
When anyone asks, like, what are we going to do? Who's going to protect us? Yahuwah always said, Yehuda will go up and they will protect you. They will be the ones that will fight for you.
Yeah, so if it's like the U.S. military, like when they first go invade somebody, they throw in the Marines. The Marines are always the first dudes that go in. Yahuda's the first guys that always go in there and get the job done, and then roll it in. Okay. 11. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. Anyone have any idea what this means here?
I don't know.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know, some internal family stuff.
No, there's references in mind to Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Revelations.
Does it actually give you verses?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Isaiah 63, 1 through 3.
And
then
Zechariah 9, and Revelation 19.
11 through 16.
Okay, yeah, so anybody that wants to look those up, that has references to what is going down there. Verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for a haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Yissachar is a strong ass couching down between his two burdens. That just sounds really strange. Verse 15. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that was pleasant, and bowed. What does it say? Does it say the donkeys
It
are
says
good?
Yahuwah is a strong donkey lying down between two burdens.
I don't know why it says this.
A strong-boned donkey crouching down between the sheepfolds.
Because I don't think it was vulgar back when they did it. I think we've just made it vulgar down these days, and so it's like makes us immature. So here we are.
Yep.
We're trying to do this. Okay, so we got the donkey couching down between two burdens. So he says this about Yissachar. Does anyone have any idea? What's your
we never
reference
really
say?
heard much about Yissachar. Even in Jasher, Yissachar was like one of the most unknown ones.
Yeah. So this is some internal family stuff. We don't know exactly what he's saying here. I'm sure some other folks do, but we don't. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Yashrael. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that bites the horse heel, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for your Yeshua, O Yahuwah. So this is where we hear, the name of our Messiah is Yahushua, Yeshua, right? It's something very close to this, Yeshua. Something saved, deliverance, hence, aid, victory, prosperity, deliverance. So it always talks about the salvation of, which is Yeshua, by O Yahuwah. And in your guys' version, what's it say?
It says, I have waited for your deliverance, O Yahuwah.
And salvation is in Nicole's. I have waited for your salvation. Yeah, so salvation came in the name of Yahushua. Okay, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a hind let loose. He gives goodly words. Yosef is a fruit bow, even a fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. So the archers, is that his brothers, possibly?
Maybe he went to war with Egypt.
Joseph?
Yeah, maybe protecting Egypt.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think this is more of a thing like all those that were against him and he still overcame what was against him.
Yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff. So he's talking about here. I wonder if they knew what he was talking about through all this. I'm sure they did. They were all in on these family feuds. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hand were made strong by the hands of the mighty Elohim of Yaakov. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Yashrael. Even by the Elohim of your father, who shall help you, and by El Shaddai, who shall bless you with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lies under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of your father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors. What does yours say? 26. What?
It says, the blessings of the ancestors?
Of your father have prevailed among the blessings of my what?
Blessings of, hold on.
Forefathers.
Yeah,
Forefathers.
ancestors.
Yeah, ancestors.
Progenitors?
Ancestors, yeah.
All right, this one's progenitors.
Never heard
Until
of
the utmost bound of the everlasting hills, they shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Yashrael, and this is it that their father spoke unto them, and blessed them, everyone according to his blessing he blessed them. And he charged them, and said unto them, I am to be gathered into my people, bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Chitti, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Ephraim brought with the field of Ephron the Chittite, for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abram and Sarah his woman, and they buried Yitzchak and Rivkah his woman, and there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and the cave that is therein was from the children of Keth. And when Yaakov had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed, and yielded up his ruach, and was gathered unto his people. Okay, anyone have anything?
No commands.
No commands,
Just a
anything?
blessing. I'm not sure those are all blessings.
I
but
feel like most of them walked away feeling pretty cursed.
Well, yeah, and I guess that was quite the thing. I don't know what kind of timeline that was. I mean, if he just blessed him and then like rolled up in his bed and died.
Yeah, I think he might have. Maybe I don't think he would have just rolled over and died like that. I think it would have been a little more
That would have been
time.
really dramatic, huh?
Yeah. I'd be like,
All right,
whoa.
you're all cursed. Goodbye.
Yeah, on my way out. Okay, this is it. This is the last chapter of Genesis, and that is one book of the Torah that we have been as Bereans and searched the scriptures of Bereans, trying to find these, and so we will continue on. Okay, and Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Yashrael. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. What 40 days? What are we talking about?
I think morning.
Mourning, let the dead bury the dead. And I think that's what Messiah was talking about. It's like the guy that was supposed to follow him. If he wanted, somebody died in the family, well, they had 40 days of mourning and burials and all this stuff. And YHWH said, let the dead bury the dead. And so 40 days were fulfilled for him, for so are fulfilled the days of which are embalmed. And the Mitzrayim mourned for him 70 days. So 40 days.
70 days.
Oh, 70, yeah, 70 days. Okay. And when the days, thank you, Nicole. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spoke into the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have dug for me in the land of Canaan. There shall you bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray you, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, according as he made you swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him up all the servants of Pharaoh and the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Mitzrayim. And all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very large company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Yarden. And there they mourned with a great and sore lamentation, and he made his mourning for his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanium, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Mitzrayim. Wherefore the name of it was called Avel Mitzrayim, which is beyond the Yarden. And what is Yarden, guys? Garden.
Garden.
Jordan. Oh, this is the Jordan. This is so Yarden.
Jardine.
That's probably in Spanish. I
Yeah,
just
hard
totally
to-
smoted this. Yeah, Yarden is Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jordan. So Yarden is Jordan. Okay. Fail. Verse 12. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for a possession of a burying place of Ephraim the Chitti before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Mitzrayim, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his father, after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, Joseph will perchance hate us, and will certainly requite us, all the evil which we did unto him. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, Your father did command before he died, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray you now, the transgression of your brethren, and their sin, for they did unto you evil, and now we pray you, forgive the transgression of the servants of the Elohai of your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we will be your servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of Elohim? But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but Elohim meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones, and be comforted them, and spoke kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Mitzrayim, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation, the children also of Machir. And who's that?
Machir.
Machir.
The son of Manasseh.
It's a salesman. Machir, a Yeshua, son of Manasseh.
Could have sounded great, I guess.
Yeah, Machir, the son of Manasseh, who brought up upon Joseph's knees. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and Elohim will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land unto the land which he swore to Abram, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Yashrael, saying, Elohim will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Mitzrayim. All right, gentlemen, that is the end of that. And for everybody who's looking into this, there's 50 chapters of Genesis, or Bereshith. And I guess that is it. The laws, statutes, and commands are good for all times. I don't believe they have been put anywhere. I believe they are good for us till the end of time. And it will strengthen your family. It will strengthen everything about you guys. And it will be blessings. Blessings do come from the Shamayim. They come from Yah. He has given us things. And the people of old, all the old people, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they were attributed in the New Testament, or the new covenant, not the new covenant, but the New Testament style stuff in Hebrews specifically, as being faithful, as having faith, and showing that and knowing that Yah will deliver us. And as we get into these dark days, into where it seems like great evil is amongst everybody, we must believe that he will deliver us and deliver you, and he will. He is faithful to us, and he will be faithful to you, like he has said. So, guys, keep your nose in the book. If you guys have any questions, you know where to post them. We thank you guys very much for being part of our digital family, and for everybody that made it through this whole thing, we thank you guys very much, and have a good night.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
See you in Exodus.
Bye, everyone.